Pretty much every live, I'm 100 to 500 live viewers every single live. I mean, every live is getting anywhere between 5 and 40,000 views within that hour or two that I do. But then every time you keep investing into Amazon, you never know when you're going to get shut down or get hit with the Section 3. That's like the lottery.
We could have just made this podcast the Amazon Seller Intervention Podcast. Recently,
it could be years, but I just kept doing it. Like one night I went live and I went from the 0 to 5, maybe one time that 20 viewers. And then one time I went live and within 3 minutes I had over 600 people, 700 people in the live. I loved watching Vegas Matt, dude. And like the way he films his videos, he makes you feel like you're gambling with him and you're hanging out with him in the video.
I think a lot of people are probably scared. That's kind of all they know. And for the three of us here, we went like totally different routes.
Helping people is like comes first, and then entertaining and just having fun with people, I think, is the main thing. And then the money will be the byproduct.
When I was tuning your live stream, I could tell, like, you just know what you're doing when you're talking on the lives. You never stop. You're reading all the comments. You're keeping people engaged.
He'll probably deny us and be like, no, I'm too big.
Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. You know, invest into Amazon in the sense that if I invest 10K in inventory and, you know, getting everything set up, have that mentality that 10K can disappear tomorrow.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Side Hustle Experiment podcast. Today we have Jameson, 7-figure Amazon seller, 4-figure poker star. Welcome, man. Thanks for being here.
What's going on, fellas? Good to be
here.
Dude,
we were actually just looking at your YouTube, and he was saying he's getting like 15,000 views on these lives. And I looked at the live, and I'm like, he's playing right now, man. I don't know if he remembers this podcast. As soon as John types, you print your thing, and then we're like, yeah, we got his attention for sure.
And I get lost in those things, and I was like, I did my live, and like the ad didn't set up right, so I stopped it and started another one. I'm like, shit, I gotta freaking go. So I just had to bounce out after like 2 15-minute lives. I usually go live for like an hour or two.
So what are you doing there? Like, well, I haven't looked at any of it. So walk through, like, I know you talked about last pod how you wanted to do it. So now you're actually doing it. So walk through.
Yeah, dived in and freaking I'm all in with that. So I pretty much just go live at the casino 5-6 days a week, and I literally just record my slot machine while I'm gambling and then just interact with the comments and the people in the chat and stuff. And the lives are going really, really good. Pretty much every live, I'm 100 to 500 live viewers every single live. And every live is getting anywhere between 5 and 40,000 views within that hour or two that I do.
How's it monetized?
So right now I've got like super chats, and then I'm earning, you know, for the ads. I'm probably earning a couple bucks, you know, and I've gotten some really good super chats. I was doing a live the other day, and somebody like sent me $5 and they were talking shit in the thing. And then somebody sent me 20, and then they were like, if you hit this on the slot machine, I'm going to send you 100. And then like 20 minutes later, I hit what they said I needed to hit, and they sent me $100 super chat. Like, so I made like $125 in super chats in like an hour one day. YouTube takes like 30% cut on all your super chats. And then I'm earning, you know, a couple bucks, you know, per video, a few cents a video on my ads. It's still pretty low. I should be getting my first payout from YouTube here in the next week or so. Still pretty low, but I plan on just diving into that, and hopefully over the next year or 2 years, I can, you know, build that up and then hopefully get sponsors and stuff like that. Maybe sponsored by a casino or some sort of, you know, betting website or something like that. I'm in the process of getting another line set up on my phone so I can sign up for Kick or Twitch or something like that and start live streaming there, and then have 2 live streams going at the same time on both platforms. And then I'm starting a second YouTube channel as well. So I have my Winning with Jameson, which is pretty much all gambling, Las Vegas related. And then I'm going to do a second YouTube channel where it's all just eating and just, you know, all food related stuff. And I'm going to call that one Eating with Jameson and start a second channel. Because I was debating on doing them both together, but I was like, pretty much everyone that likes to gamble loves to eat, but not everybody that loves to eat loves to gamble. So I didn't want to mix the two, so I could get one audience to come over to both of them. I may not get the one audience to come over to the other one. So I was going to separate them and start another YouTube channel from scratch and see if I can build that up to getting monetized over the next couple of years.
Sweet. I know Kick's good. That I know they're like sponsored by Steak, so that's probably a good place to just go and do that.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy, dude. Gambling content is blown up in the last couple of years. It is super popular. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know if you guys heard of Vegas Matt. I think he's probably
Yeah.
the number one like gambling streamer on the planet by far. They've got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and dude, they're making. I just watched him. What was it? Graham Stephan, is that his name on his
Yeah.
podcast? I
Yeah.
watched his podcast with Vegas Matt, and he's making 7 figures profit a year between all his ads and sponsorships across all his platforms and being sponsored by casinos and other things like that. And he says they lose like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year gambling. I mean, they bet big though. They're betting $200 a hand, $1,000 a hand, $50 a hand. I mean, I'm just betting $1.25, a hand, or $2.50. Nothing crazy. Keeping it short until I can slowly grow, and then eventually I'll go up in limits. But it comes with filming the content. You got to gamble, and obviously, if you're playing slot machines, you're going to lose in the long run. So you got to lose to win in the sense. So it's been an interesting journey for sure. It's definitely an investment in time and money and stuff like that.
It is crazy to me because watching like the Vegas Mad, I've definitely, after he was on the Graham Stephan show, I like sent you the link on Instagram or whatever, and it's just crazy to me. I think it's interesting because they'll go to a slot machine, they'll be like, all right, we're putting $3,000 in, and you're like, whoa, like that's a lot, and they'll lose it all. They're like, all right, we gotta like come back real quick. So then they'll take $5,000 and like go play blackjack and hope to
Yep.
recover, like, or they'll take three, hoping to get the three back and like
Yep.
leave with six and then start over again. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but it's almost like you're gambling yourself. You're like, oh,
Exactly.
I hope
They
they
make you
win. Like,
feel like
oh
you're there
god,
with
like
them at the casino. Like, because obviously, like, people love Las Vegas. It's, I don't know what number in line it is, but it's one of the most popular tourist destinations on the planet. And so, like, a lot of people that watch me either don't gamble at all, or they get their fix by watching me gamble, because they're like, oh, I don't gamble anymore because I was losing too much, but I enjoy watching your stream. I get my fix through you. Or people that will come in that don't gamble at all, and they'll still subscribe, hang out, and watch, and they'll chat and interact for the 2 hours I'm live or whatever. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, like how I know we've had these talks on the podcast before, and me and you, John, off the podcast, about just how Amazon changed so much over the last couple of years that I never thought I would be going a completely different direction, than e-commerce.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. So, like, are you fully going to phase out, or like, because it sounds like you actually like this a lot. So
I love it so much.
you kind of have to choose where you're going to put your time. So, well, what's your like long term, or not even long term? I guess the next 6 months. What's kind of your plan with the Amazon stuff?
So we're still doing Amazon, and we're doing Walmart as well. I was doing probably $100,000 to $120,000 a month in sales on Amazon consistently for 5+ years, easily. And now I think this month I'll probably finish at maybe 40K on Amazon. So we're downsizing because I'm not really buying. I'm buying a little bit, but not much. Just enough to keep, a couple thousand in profit rolling in every month. And same thing with Walmart. Like, we kind of dived a little bit hard on that one. And we just started cranking that up as much as we can. So we're going to try to do both of them just a little bit, just to keep the money flowing in while I continue to focus on YouTube. Thankfully, my fiance, she's able to ship for Amazon and Walmart. So she's doing the shipping, and I'm doing some of the buying, but we don't do a lot of buying, just a little bit. And then I can focus full time on the YouTube channel and building that up.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're not going to like completely phase it out.
No, I still enjoy doing it, and I just don't want to have so much risk into Amazon. Because, I would say even a year ago, like, I was, a few $100,000 in buy costs and just inventory between what's at Amazon and what I have in storage units and prep centers and stuff like that. So we've been focusing on selling down and just, paying down debt, paying off credit cards, paying off loans and things like that. Because the money's still rolling in, but it's going down, but we're not buying that much. So I'm able to use all that money I get from Amazon to pay down debt and slowly minimize the debt, get rid of it. And then that way we can just kind of do Amazon part-time. Same thing with Walmart. Because I definitely don't want to stop doing them as long as it's still there, but I just don't want to have so much invested. Like, I already feel like a weight's lifted off my shoulders because I've, been selling down, tons of inventory. So now every month, my buy cost is lower and lower what I have invested. And then I don't feel as like tied to it or worried if I get kicked off Amazon or something like that. Like, every month I get less and less invested. So it feels good to not have to have that stress of like, you got to keep freaking going more and more and more, buying more inventory just to keep the profit rolling in. But then every time you keep investing into Amazon, you never know when you're going to get shut down or get hit with the Section 3. That's like the lottery. Like, you may You could have the most legitimate invoices from Mattel, and you could still, Amazon's like, nope, sorry, you're out of here. Um, I got a claim last month from an item from a brand, inauthentic without test buy, the dumbest ones ever. Brand wouldn't reply. I bought this item directly from Amazon, and I must have sent in 10 POAs, and Amazon denied every single one of them. Like, it was a legitimate invoice from you, Amazon. It's from you. Here's the order number. I bought it 3 months ago. I sold 1 unit. You got 4 units in stock. Nope, 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 nope. And it's just like, dude, if the Amazon invoices aren't working, it's like, dude, it's like we're stepping on landmines every time we send something into Amazon.
Yep. We could have just made this podcast the Amazon seller intervention podcast. 'Cause recently, every person we've came up like has just said the same type of stuff. Like, I'm trying to wind it down, get into some other stuff. Like, it's just such a common thing. Like, I'd say almost every person we have, and we don't try to do that. Like, we just have people on, and then everybody has the same type of story, which is just sad too. Because man, it's like such a risk free. You're just like put money in, you get money out. It's fun. You're chasing the new stuff. And now it's just like all this stuff's thrown at you and scary now. It's like,
It really is. It
it?
is.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. So what do you think? So you're doing the food stuff. You're going to do the gambling stuff. So I guess really what you're doing is just growing the personal brand. That's like the future of it. You think, which we talked about this. I mean, that's probably the best opportunity anybody's got. Just grow your personal brand. People are going to follow you for following you. So that's kind of your goal with it.
Yeah, that's the plan, most definitely.
You were talking about bad comments. I want to hear more about this. What do people hate on you for?
Dude, people like, so it's like, with YouTube, like when my lives go everywhere, like there'll be people literally from all over the world that'll come in. And I would say every single day, I probably, I'll get hundreds of comments, and I'll probably say 5% of them are just people talking shit, just fucking being douchebags. I mean, today I had a guy in there that just kept calling me corny. 'Cause like, when you do YouTube, like you have to be on, like you can't just like be your regular self, and that not that you're, you know what I mean? Like you have to be on, you got to be on fire. You have to bring the energy, because that's what people are going to watch. If you're having a normal conversation off of YouTube, like you have to crank that shit up a few notches when you go on YouTube. So I have like a bunch, like kind of like Vegas Matt, they have all these like corny sayings that they do that catch on, and they make merch with it and stuff like that. And people love it. He has that thing called, he's like, when he doesn't do good on a slot, he calls it a shit sandwich. And then he invented this word, and that people, casinos and stuff and YouTube or something didn't like the word shit. So he called it a sando, shit sando. Now that's like his slogan, sando. And he has merch and everything by it, like this corny little saying. So I have a lot of corny little sayings that I do, like where I'll just be rhyming stupid stuff, like just straight up corny stuff. And people will come, like this dude came in today just talking shit the whole time about how, just fucking being a douchebag and just going off. And I usually just kill them with kindness. Honestly, it's crazy. Like I would probably say 90% of the people that come in hating, by the end of them talking all that crap, they turn into a subscriber. Yeah. Or they keep coming back. Like there's been so many times, like I had a lady the other day come in and just talking so much crap to me, talking about my big forehead and just going off and off and off and off. And I just kept killing them with kindness and just like flipping the joke on them and just like, like, oh, that's how I get my glow, baby. This is how we, just like being corny and just not even caring. And then by the end of that, they're like, dude, stop being so nice. It's hard to make fun of you. Like, and it's cool because you learn how to handle people, because I'm sure 99.9% of those people would never say this to your face. Mm-hmm. It's easy to be disconnected from somebody and talk crap on YouTube because you're on your phone or your computer. And so it teaches you how to deal with people. And I've grown so much as a person, being able to handle that, because you are going to get a lot of it. And it's funny, the negative stuff will stick out more than the positive stuff. But now I've built such a cool community that like if people come in and start talking crap, literally people will be in the comments defending me and saying stuff back to them. I don't even tell them to do it. They'll just do it because they have my back, in the sense, because I'm, positive and fun and they enjoy the channel and stuff. So it's been an interesting ride for sure, but it's definitely teaches you how to deal with people and handle the haters or whatever you want to call them, and learn to just be able to flip that on them. Like I get stupid comments all the time, especially on Instagram. I'd say Instagram is probably, for like the first 6 months, was like 99% hate comments. And even on YouTube, I'll probably get, 10 a week. Like some guy like commented the other day, he's like, dude, this is just sad to watch. And his name was like something plays the guitar. And I just replied, why don't you go write a song about it? Just like stupid, just to come back with just stupid things, just to show people, one, don't disrespect me, and two, like I'm going to come back at you too, and do it in a fun way where it's like, damn, you can't even come back from that. Like, and 99% of the time, they don't even reply when you reply to them. So it's cool to learn how to handle people and how to navigate and stuff like that.
I feel like that holds a lot of people back. I mean, probably that's a little bit of what holds me back from it. I'm like, I guess hate dealing with all that hate comments, but you have to do it to, grow your following. Did you expect that coming in? And how do you take it
Yes.
from like a mental standpoint? Like, how do you, because it has to hurt a little bit, right? Or does it not bother you at all anymore? Or initially, maybe like walk through what's like you just started this, like what were your thought process? If somebody's watching this and they need like, some encouragement or whatever, get over it.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully I have a lot of friends that do social media. So like I've seen their comments, they've sent me comments. I've done videos with them, and I'll see the comments. And like, I have a guy that comes into my thing. He's been coming in on and off like 5 or 10 times over the last month, just calling me a scam artist and like just dumb stuff. And I'm just like, where do you even get this? Like calling me a scammer, and he'll go on and on and on and on and on. And like, I did get annoyed. I got annoyed at that one. I'm like, dude, what the hell is your problem? Like, I'm not selling anything to anyone. I'm not telling anyone to go gamble. I'm not telling anyone, I'm not condoning to do this or that. I push like every single life, because I always get people coming in there telling them how like, oh, your kids probably can't eat because you're gambling. You sound like a drug addict. Cause I'm like, I like come alive when I'm on my YouTube live. So like, I probably sound like I'm on drugs because I'm just going at it, having fun, interacting. I just get on fire when I'm doing it. And so people, call me a drug addict or, something like that. And it's just, you're going to get it regardless. You have to learn how to deal with it. And I honestly think the best way to reply to them is just being kind to them or flip it on them in a fun way. Because I would say 9 out of 10 times you'll turn that person into a subscriber or a follower, and they'll end up liking you because they're just like, damn, I can't hurt this guy. And so I reply to 99% of the negative comments every single time. Sometimes I'll just reply with laugh emojis, or I'll just like type okay, or just something stupid. Like, I don't even care, but like, just to show people that like it doesn't bother you. And honestly, it shouldn't. It's the internet. Like, you got to remember, like, if you met 99% of these people in real life, they wouldn't say any of this to you.
Yep.
And it's just have fun with it, dude. You're going to get fun comments. I promise you. You continue to do what you do, like, you're going to get more good than bad. Like 99% of the comments I get are amazing, positive, and awesome. And that feels amazing because like, it's cool. Like, so I use like, like the YouTube channels, like focal point is gambling, but I kind of use that as a bridge to talk about other stuff. Like, we'll be doing the live and I'm gambling and I'm talking about what I'm doing, my strategy and stuff like that. But then we'll be talking about food or mental health or, I had a 20-minute conversation the other day about Jesus and stuff like that. It's just like so many cool, amazing conversations that just, I like to use the bridge of gambling to connect with people and then talk about things that I care about, so it's cool, man. And honestly, my buddy told me this saying like many years ago, and it's super, super cliche. It's just like, there's nothing to it but to do it. Get out there and get started.
Yeah, that's a good like setup you have there too. Of you're like showing this hyper dopamine thing as like the thing people watch as they listen to you talk about like real stuff. Because if you're just sitting there talking, it's like, who's going to listen? But if you're doing something to give them something to watch, like you scroll TikTok and you see those like Grand Theft Auto driving videos under something, that's like what gets people engaged. So the model you got there is cool too. I feel like I would like see something like that. Like, I want to hear this guy, and then I get to watch him gamble. That's cool, man. That's a great idea that you came up with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a fun ride, that's for sure. I definitely did not think it was going to take off this fast. That's for sure.
That's sweet. What do you got, John?
That's awesome. Do you have like any budget in mind? Like when you kind of go in, or like, oh, I'm only going to spend $100 today, or kind of how do you think about that?
Usually I'll set aside maybe about 250 a day. I don't always lose it. And thankfully this year I've been super, super, super lucky, playing that I'm up on the year in the profit. So thankfully I didn't have to dive into my bankroll at all, which has been amazing. So the more I win, the more content I can film. If I, cool off, I'm not running so hot, then I'll kind of like lay back, but I have so much content. Like, everything I'm posting is literally usually like 4 to 6 weeks behind. Like, that's how much content I have. I have thousands of clips, maybe not thousands, but I can sometimes record 50 to 100 clips a day. And I've got, probably 3 months worth of stuff backed up. That I have stuff from like back in September, October, November that I haven't even posted yet. Like, cause we're posting the new stuff and some of the old stuff. And like, so it's like, I have so much content, like I could probably stop playing for the next, 3-4 months and still post consistently every single day.
Wow.
Do you do it all yourself, the editing?
No, I don't do any editing. I have an amazing video editor that works like 50 hours a week for me
Wow.
editing. Because I probably spend I would probably say 50 to 60 hours a week just filming between the lives. Because I'll do a live, and then before and after the live, I'll film my vlogs, my TikToks, and all that stuff. And then I'll do a live. Generally I try to keep the live to an hour and a half, so that way my video editor can download the live and then take all the clips. I'll screenshot all the good moments in the live where I want him to make a clip, and then he'll make shorts and reels out of that and other videos out of the live stream, and then I'll do my clips after. So sometimes like I could be in the casino for 2-3 hours. There was a day last week where I was just running hot. I did 2 YouTube lives for like 2 hours each, and then I filmed, like I was in the casino for like 10 hours last week one day. And I probably filmed, 150 clips and did 2 YouTube lives. So, I'm just going to keep pumping it out and just keep staying consistent with it. Because it's tough in the beginning when you start from zero. Like I started doing my lives, and I would say my first 10 to 15 lives, like I would get 0 to maybe 5 people in there, and nobody would ever comment. I would be in the live for 20 minutes playing, and not one person would say anything. You get like 4, 5, 6. One time I hit like 21 live viewers. I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome. I have 21 people in here. Not one comment. Or it would be a dumb comment like calling me a loser, Walter White wannabe or something dumb, but I just kept sticking with it and like staying consistent. And you could blow up in 6 months, 2 months. You may never, it could be years, but I just kept doing it. And one day I went live one night, and like out of nowhere, YouTube just, I don't know, they just freaking shared the live. Like one night I went live, and I went from the 0 to 5, maybe one time that 20 viewers. And then one time I went live, and within 3 minutes I had over 600 people, 700 people in the live. And I
Did
was
you
like,
get
holy
nervous?
crap. A little bit, but not really. I used to do Periscope back in the day, and I would have,
Oh,
1,000 people in my live. So it was super awesome. And then since that day that I had that 600-700 people in, I just went live every single day that I could, every day, sometimes twice a day. And ever since that live, YouTube has been pushing it out every single time, anywhere from 100 to 500 people every single live. Like today when I cut off, I had like 270 people in the live when I jumped out. And in the last like 28 days, I've gained like 1,500 YouTube subscribers. I'm up to 3,000 now on my channel. And in the first 5 months, I think I had 100 total watch hours on all my videos. And within 28 days, I gained like 8,000 watch hours like on my channel. Like it was insane. So I'm just going to keep going with it, being consistent, put out good fun content, and just let it ride and see where the chips land.
yeah. Have you got any good casino stories? I mean, if you're there that much, you got to have some crazy stuff that is happening there, or seen some crazy, people and shit like
I would
that.
say like I don't know if it's not really crazy, but the other day I was playing at a slot machine, and I'm like here facing my machine, and directly on the other side, I kind of out of the corner of my eye, this guy made this loud noise like ugh, and then fell over, and he just sprawled there like he was dead for like 5 minutes until all the security came over, and everyone's like, oh, let me help you up, and he was just like I don't know if he was acting, but it just looked like a movie, bro. And I'm just like, this person's probably gonna try to sue or some shit. Like because he like fell out of the chair or something, but like it didn't look real. Like, and he's just laying there on the ground like he's dead, not talking, not responding. Like everyone's, oh my gosh, are you okay? Blah blah blah, and he just like lays there. Oh, he's making sounds like, and it looks so staged. Like it looks so fake. I just thought it was. I'm pretty sure that guy is gonna try to sue or some shit. But like I would say, besides that, I haven't seen anything. I played a lot of off-strip casinos, so they're more on the chill side. Like, if you're playing on the strip, you'll probably see a lot of crazy things. But I would probably say that's more on the crazy-ish type thing that I've seen. But yeah, other than that, I played a lot of really chill, busy casinos, but very chill, where it's like more locals than anything than tourists.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I bet he just was gonna say the chairs broke. And
For
then
sure. Yeah, dude sprawled out. He's like all over the floor, making sounds. And I was just like, I just got up from my machine and just walked away and went to a different machine. I was just like, dude, that is not real, bro. Like, you didn't get hit by a bus, bro. Like,
Do you only do video poker?
yeah, 99% just video poker. I'll try a couple slots here and there, but my money usually drains. I never really hit anything, and I like video poker. because there is somewhat of a strategy behind it to help you lose the minimum when you're playing. Like if you play perfect strategy at video poker, you can keep your losses to a minimum and basically make your money last long. So that's why I love playing it, because sometimes I can play on $100 bill and I can film for 3-4 hours, before I lose it, and get a ton of good clips and stuff like that. So I like to do that because that's like probably in a sense the best return on my investment, because my money will last the longest and I get the most content possible out of my money.
What about any jackpots? What is it?
No jackpots. No jackpots. I have hit 2 royal flushes this year, both for $1,000 each. I've hit a few 4 of a kinds for like $500 each, and then just today alone, I filmed some clips and I won like $200 before the live. Then I jumped on live and won another 200 on the same machine, and I won like $400 in like 20 minutes, and I got every single one of them on video, which is amazing because I like to film and get the good, exciting things on video. So thankfully, with hitting those 2 royal flushes for $1,000 each, I'm in the green on the year, so it allows me to do more filming. So that's been super awesome.
Dude, this is pretty sweet. John, what else you got? I'm like super intrigued by this, just because I don't know, it's just unique.
Do you have any like superstitions or something, like, or things that you think like, oh, like I'm playing this machine, like this happened, it's not going to go my way, or like someone sits next to you, you're like, I'm not playing this machine, or something like that?
A little bit. So I used to have a lot of superstitions when I come to the casino. I used to always park in the same spot, like, and then like, okay, I gotta, blah, blah, blah. Like I used to be so weird with it, but like when I was like that, I feel like I would never win. Like I would just bring the negative energy. I definitely feel that I lose more if I go in like, it's a stressful day or I'm in a bad mood, which is very rarely, but like if I've got a lot of stressful stuff going on and I'll go in, like I feel like I lose on those days. So I always try to go in a good mood. I never play when I'm upset or having a bad day. I just go in with a free, clear mind. I do have a weird thing where I always like to play machines on the end. Like I always like the end machines. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know, just a mental thing. I feel like they hit more, but maybe they don't. You probably have the equal chance on any of those machines. But I just enjoy the end machines. But yeah, I think honestly going in with a positive mindset, like you're going to have a better time. And I feel like I attract more wins than when I do that. Obviously it's purely luck. But I always go in, say if I'm going to go in today with $100, like I go in expecting to lose. If I win and get some great content out of it, that's a win to me, even if I lose the $100. So I always go in never gambling, more than I can afford to lose, and money that I have strictly set aside for my gambling budget. Every year I set a certain amount aside for the year. This is my gambling budget for the year, and that's it. So I can, play how I like, but I can't go over that. And then, thankfully, like I said, I've hit a lot of good stuff this year. So I haven't even touched my gambling budget on the year. I'm playing strictly with my profit, which has allowed me to film more and, create more content.
That's awesome. I think like a gambling budget for the year is smart. Actually, Vegas Matt talked about in the Graham Stephan interview. It's like, oh, like gambling is like, that's a degenerate thing. You're wasting your money, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't golf. Like, this is my golf. This is my habit. This is my whatever. And I was like, wow, like what a great way to put it. Like, so I don't golf either. And I was like, gambling, it doesn't seem like, but it's like, well, like maybe that's going to be my thing. Cause like he truly enjoys it. I see you like, I feel like you almost like never seem like you're the happiest I've probably seen you like on YouTube and like Instagram. So it's like you do get a lot of joy from it. And I feel like for most people, like if that's your thing, like whatever.
100%. It's crazy. Like I'll get the people that'll come in and just be super judgy, just talking smack about me gambling. But it's like, it's funny. Like I would say the majority of those people that come in talking crap will be the same ones that'll go to the bar on Friday and drop $200 on shots, and drinks. Like I said, I don't drink really. Like I probably this year alone, I've probably had maybe 3 or 4 drinks total. And it's always a special occasion, family's birthday party, a wedding, like I'll have a, glass of champagne, not even the whole thing, probably a half a glass of champagne. Like, so I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke crack, I don't do weed, I don't do any of that. Like, and you get the people that'll judge you, that'll be in there, they'll go out and smoke weed and drink. And then like, I'm the bad guy for gambling. Like, like it. So yeah. And I don't golf either. So this is my thing. This is where I put my entertainment. Like, going out to eat and gambling are my hobbies that I enjoy to do.
I was gonna ask, do you ever get worried about like, okay, I'm gonna become a gambling addict by doing it so much? Because I feel like no one really knows it until it's kind of too late, right? But you seem
Hmm.
so like rules in place and all this stuff that seems unlikely, but it can always happen. So do you ever
Yeah,
worry
you,
about
you
that?
never know. You never know for sure. I take it, like I take it a day at a time. I always try to keep that positive mindset and stay strictly on the path that I'm on, to never put myself in that situation to where it becomes a problem. Um, I keep it always merely as entertainment. I always go in, this is what I'm allowed to lose today, and I keep to that. And if I lose, then that's all right. You can't win every day. When you go fishing, you don't catch them all every single time. Um, so I always stick to those guidelines, and I always pray on it a lot, like conversations with God and stuff like that, and always make sure that I'm doing, keeping it responsible,
Yeah.
and not making it a problem. Because I do see the side of it where people will be like, oh, you're sinning and like, what you're doing is evil. Gambling is horrible. And like, I totally get that because gambling can become very bad. And generally the things that go along with gambling is, drugs and drinking and, maybe prostitutes in Vegas and, crazy stuff like that. Because that stuff is intertwined in that. Um, so I totally like get that where people think that it's a horrible thing, but I think if you come at it from my perspective, like it can be a good thing. I enjoy it. Like I with Amazon in the last year, like I hadn't enjoyed it as much, and I kind of was like not depressed, but just kind of like, oh man, like I used to be on fire for Amazon, like how I am about this YouTube channel. I used to be on fire for Amazon. I loved it, everything about it. I would go to all the meetups, all the freaking conventions and things like that, and I would love to hang out with all my Amazon friends and see them. And then like this last year with just Amazon, just nailing things down and just making it harder and harder and harder, and it's like, dude, like what our shipping costs went up like 4 or 5 times, like what they used to be. Like used to be able to ship a box for $9. Now I'm spending $40 to ship a box, and then now they're charging you 3 times shipping fees, and then you got to pay placement fees on top of that. You can't avoid, and it's just like Amazon has sucked the joy out of it. So I kind of like was in this like weird neutral place of just like, I'm doing this because I have to, not because I want to. And so, thankfully the YouTube channel is going good, and that's where I kind of got my spark back again. Like I enjoy, I'm just, it's like I have a purpose and a mission with it, and it's not all about gambling. Like I truly like all the conversations we've had on the podcast and off of the podcast. Mental health, dating, relationship, fitness, eating healthy, all that stuff. Like I have a passion for that stuff, and so the gambling is just let me film my hobby, but let's talk about
Mm.
serious shit and have a good time, crack jokes, have fun, and let's try to grow.
Did you have a hard time, like, kind of stepping back from the Amazon? So I was in the exact same position as you. It's like I used to love selling on Amazon. Now I'm like all in on influencer and other stuff. But like I think we've talked about this, me and Drew, before. But like you almost have this identity, right? Like we go to all the same meetups almost every single year, and it's like,
Hmm.
oh, like we're Amazon sellers, and it's like, well, now it's like, yeah, kinda, but like it's I want to be more over this way kind of thing. Like, did you
Hmm.
have like any like I kind of like got not depressed, but I was like, oh man, like, am I making the right move? Like, did you ever feel any of that? Or it's like,
100%, bro. I like what you said too. Is like shit. I actually just forgot what you said, but I was gonna respond to that. Yeah, like you lost your identity. Yes, I went through that exact same thing because it's like we're, John and Drew and Jameson, Amazon sellers, that's what you're known for. And like you kind of build up that little following in the Amazon community, and like you go to events and you get to meet people that follow you on Instagram, and it's like that's our identity. And then like I felt like I lost that. Like even at the last couple of meetups I went to, my heart wasn't in it. Um, and it just wasn't as fun because it's like Amazon slowly sucked that joy out of it. Like it's just like, dude, like I'm busting my butt, 60, 70 hours a week sometimes, and it's like I'm left with, little, very little profit after all the crap. And it's like, like now with like even removal orders, dude, like Amazon closed the listing that I had like 400 units at. I had to pay $3 per unit removal fee. I was only making $3 a unit on them, so now they're a net loss. Even if the listing does go back up, and now I have to recoup, whatever cash I can get, probably $2 to $3 after I sell them on eBay. And it'll probably take me 79 years to sell them all on eBay, and it's just like every day it's like a new fee, a new thing, and it's just like, dude, come on, like you can only get beat down for so much, and where you kind of lose your passion, your identity. So, thankfully with the YouTube, it's helped me rediscover that still have the love for Amazon and, doing Walmart and eBay. I'll probably, if I can do those part-time for the rest of my life, I will for sure. But right now I'm all in with the YouTube, and hopefully I can, create a brand around that and build a sustainable income, outside of Amazon. Because the thought of being able to make what I was making on Amazon a couple years ago to what I could be potentially making with YouTube and not have any inventory, like that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm going through a little bit of the same thing. I felt like John too. I mean, we're just trying to find our passions with stuff, and it is hard, man. It's like you kind of do stick this identity to yourself, and it's like you think it's never going to go away, but it can go away pretty quickly. Yeah, it's like how did you get to the point where you just decided on the gambling stuff, where you're like, okay, this is going to be my new thing?
I mean, I would say like 2-3 years ago, I really started to get into like a lot of the YouTubers and TikTokers, and the gamblers and stuff, and I really enjoyed it, dude. I loved watching Vegas Matt, dude. And like the way he films his videos, he makes you feel like you're gambling with him and you're hanging out with him in the video. You don't even know the guy, but you feel like you know the guy your whole life. And it was just so cool how they interacted with people. And I was like, dude, I love this. Like, I want to do this. And for like 2 years, I was in my head just like, oh, you'll never do it. It's too hard to edit. I don't know how to make titles. I don't know how to do hashtags. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. And then you just stay in your head. I can't edit. It's like, I don't have the time to do this. And, I started with one step at a time, and, I love the saying, done is better than perfect. One day I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I don't care how crappy this video gets. I don't care if it gets 3 views. I don't care how bad the editing is, the titles are. I went through probably 4 or 5 editors until I found this editor that is amazing. He works for me full time. And, thankfully he can edit everything. He logs into my accounts every day, and he posts all my reels, all my lives. We use vidIQ to do all of the titles and hashtags for us, and that's been going really good. And my videos honestly don't get a lot of views. Like if you go to my channel, you look at my actual videos, like I'd say my videos, each vlog, which will be like 30 minutes to 50 minutes long, will get 30 to 100 views. I'll be lucky if one gets 100. Like the views are still very, very, very low on my videos, but thankfully the lives worked out, And so I'm just going to focus on the lives, keep pushing the content. And I think if I keep sticking with it, eventually it'll get to the point where, my videos get the views. And, I figured it out as I went, like it doesn't have to be perfect, just do it and then start posting. Who cares if it's crappy? Who cares if it's edited wrong? Like I was filming for like 4 months, like vertical. And I didn't know that horizontal is better for when you're watching on your phone. So I have all these long format videos where it's like the video is so tiny, you can't see it. And like having to learn for each platform, you have to film a different way with your phone and like, do tripods. And like, I went through like 3 or 4 mics where it kept picking up the music, and then the music would like get a copyright on my YouTube. And then I finally found a really good mic and, something that works. And I just kept sticking with it every day. I'm learning stuff new. I'm watching videos and podcasts and stuff on how to like, better, grow your YouTube channel, how to do it the right way. And, thankfully it's going good. I'm learning every day. I'm sure my videos probably still suck to a degree, but I'm still going to keep posting, and stay consistent with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you really get better. You just keep doing it and doing it. And like, it's so funny. Like for me, I don't even know how many videos are on this channel at this point, but even this podcast, if you look back to like the first episode until this episode, like it's so much different. Like the audio is better, the descriptions are better, the thumbnail, like everything's just better. And if that's how we wanted to start it, we would have never started it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your process for kind of like the video editor? You kind of said that, you went through 4 or 5. Like, where'd you find it? Like, kind of how work? Like, what made you like, oh, this video editor is no good? Like, kind of walk through that, because I feel like a lot of people, whether you're doing Amazon or this, finding help is always hard, and giving feedback and all that kind of stuff. So maybe walk through that process a little.
Definitely, yeah. So the first few editors I had some of them were kind of all right, but like for what I was paying and what I was getting, I feel like I wasn't getting my money's worth. So like, I wasn't like super psyched about it. Then I found an amazing editor who worked for me for like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. And then it was just part-time. And then he got busy with his other client that he works for full time. And so he's like, hey, sorry, I got to be working on these events and stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to work with you anymore. My plate's full. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Went and found another editor. somebody hit me up on Facebook because I posted on Facebook. And somebody hit me up and was like, yeah, we're a social media manager company, blah, 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 blah. He made it sound legit. Like they had like 10 employees, like doing all this stuff, and we'll help manage your thing. We'll help you like get set up on other YouTube channels and help you with collaborations and all this stuff. And they talked a good game. And we did, and I was like all in. I was like, wow, this is amazing. We set up a call. We did a Zoom call, me, him, and a couple other people. And I was just like, yo, like they were like, we're gonna need you to sign up for CapCut. It's $10 a month, and then we can edit your videos. And they're like, just Dropbox us your clips, and we'll do some sample videos. And I sent over clips, and they had the free version of Dropbox, so like I could only send over like 4 clips. And I'm just like, this is not going to be a good fit. Like, I shouldn't have to pay for your editing software. You said you're a social media managing company. Like, you should have the software and know what you're doing. They're like, oh, well, we don't have this, but we'll learn how to do it. And it was just like, what'd you, like, what? Like, I was just like, and then I felt bad because they were super nice. They were so nice. Like, they were just super, super genuine, good, nice people. Like, I had a great conversation. Like, I think I could probably would have been friends with them, like off of this, like, you know, just like if I met them outside of this, like they were just super awesome people. And I'm just like, I felt bad turning them down after that because it was like, they were so nice and genuine. And I was just like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to go another route, but I thank you guys for your time. If I ever need you in the future, I'll let you know. And then I reached back out to the good editor. I'm like, dude, can you connect me with anybody? And he's like, yeah, let me hook you up. I got somebody. And this is the guy I'm working with now. I've been working with now for like 4 months, and he is amazing. We started off part-time, and slowly as I'm growing the channel and filming more content, he's working for me more and more hours to where he's like working, you know, up to 50 hours, you know, a week for me now. And he does everything for me. I mean, everything. All I got to do is film and shoot, send over the clips, you know, tell him a little bit, give him a little direction, but he's got everything under control. He logs into my accounts. He does all my posts for me every day. You know, I signed up for vidIQ and then sent him a few videos to watch to learn how to do it. And then he sent me a few videos that he found online that he watched, that he learned from, so that way I could kind of understand it as well. And so we got a really good thing going. We talk every single day, and it's like chatting with a buddy. Like we talk, you know, we talk shit, we crack jokes, we talk about, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. And it's been really good. You know, it's really, really good. I got super lucky finding this guy, but yeah, there's so many options for video editors out there. I mean, you literally make a post on Instagram, you'll probably get 20 DMs, you know, obviously find out if they're legit, you know, have them send you sample work, have them do a few free videos for you first to see what they're capable of doing, to see if they can meet your needs, you know, and then agree on a price, you know, because I've worked with a couple editors too that were just charging crazy numbers. I'm just like, dude, like I could hire somebody in the United States for that price, you know? So thankfully I got super lucky and found a great editor, and, you know, things are going really well with it. So we're diving all in, and, you know, going to keep pushing forward for sure.
How important do you think that is about, like, you know, you outsource all that, so all you have to do is worry about the content? Like, do you think that's kind of kept you going more too, that you don't have to worry about 90 different things at once?
100%. There's no way I would have time to film all this content and edit it, because I'm pretty sure it probably takes more time to edit a video than it does to actually shoot it.
It
So
does.
I would be
I've
working
edited
30
lots of
hours a
videos.
day. Yeah. So yeah, it allows me to focus on what I enjoy, shooting content, making videos, where's my passion is. Editing honestly does sound super cool. Like the idea of if I knew how to edit, like, and I was good at it, I probably would really enjoy it. But it's just, there's not enough time in the day to do it, because I'm still, you know, working hours in Amazon and Walmart every week. Not as many as I used to, you know, just, you know, keeping up with some admin stuff, and, you know, keeping up with, you know, repricing and stuff like that, moving product and all that good stuff, you know, dealing with, you know, customers when I have to, bad feedbacks and authentics and things like that. More of on the admin side, but it's allowed me to fully dive in with the YouTube and do what I really, really enjoy.
Yeah, I always tell people video editing, yeah, it's cool to learn, but it's just like such a low income skill too, because like you can get anybody overseas to do that stuff. And yeah, there's something to editing high quality, but you get enough people, you can make some high quality stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not really, I wish I wouldn't have taken so much time to learn it, because it doesn't really pay off. You could just pay someone way better on your time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's whatever. What else you got, John?
That's kind of where I'm leaning because I really want to do TikTok shop like hardcore, but I hate the editing. So that's why I was like, oh, how do you find someone? Because like I think if I got an editor and all I did was like shoot and give them some direction, I would like absolutely love that. It'd make life so much easier for me. I guess talking about like selling off of Amazon, making money outside of Amazon, kind of how does it feel? Because I've had this kind of feeling where it's like it's a slow kind of, I don't want to say like grind, but it's like, okay, like I'm making a little, like, I don't know, can I really replace Amazon? That's like, I think I can. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I definitely can. Like kind of like talk through that because I feel like for me it's taken almost like a year to kind of be like, you know what, like if I got suspended tomorrow, like I wouldn't really care. Like I could like make this other thing work probably even better. Like
Mm-hmm.
talk through that a little bit. So I think a lot of people are probably scared. That's kind of all they know. And for the three of us here, we went like totally different routes. Like not
Yeah.
like, oh, we went to Walmart, we went to eBay, like all reselling related. Like you have a YouTube channel, Drew's doing crypto. I mean, I guess it's kind of Amazon related. I'm doing the influencer program, but like nothing, it's not reselling related.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was definitely a tough transition because it's like you're so used to doing Amazon, you're thinking like, "Ah, can I ever be successful in another area?" Like obviously some of the Amazon skills we all learned are beneficial in the direction we're going, but it's not the same. Like you have a lot of new stuff to learn, and I'm sure in the beginning there's no money, coming in. You're investing a lot of time, probably money too for some things. Um, so I'm still at that point where I'm investing more money and time than money I'm making on it, but I see the potential. My channel just got monetized like a week ago, so I see the pennies coming in every day. So it's there, but like just to get over that hurdles, like I see the possibility, and like you could explode overnight, and the next thing you know, your life has changed, and you've found something where you can make a ton of money at, which is to me is the byproduct. Like I obviously like the money would be nice to make a good chunk of change on YouTube, but like helping people, even if it's through gambling, but like talking about other things too, like just connecting with people and like brightening up their day. Like in a sense, you're entertaining them, which is brightening their day. You're helping people. People will come in, will crack jokes, will laugh. Dude, like some people, like some of the like hater type people will come in just talking crazy crap, but they'll be funny with it. And there'll be time I'm just crying, laughing. Like today, this guy, like, it was just such a stupid comment, out of pocket, out of nowhere. This guy came in. He was like, "I just stuck my hand in doo doo." Like, and I read the comments sometimes without thinking. I just read them out loud, and like it was so stupid, but out of nowhere, dude, I started hysterically laughing, dude. Like, because I was like, "Good job, nice hit, good job, go." I stuck my hand in doo doo. I'm like, whoa, like I had to flip the camera on, dude. I was just hysterically laughing, and it was like, and then I'm like, I sent that dude so much love, dude. You were hilarious, and he just kept going on with it. I'm like, dude, you're funny. I was like, I appreciate you. Thank you for your weird comments, but dude, you made me laugh. Thank you so much. That was hilarious, dude. And like he was like, I'm glad I could make you laugh. And it was like he brought me joy. It was a dumb comment, but it made me laugh. It made me feel good, which to me is helping somebody in that sense. You make somebody feel good, I think you're helping them. And so helping people is like comes first, and then entertaining and just having fun with people I think is the main thing, and then the money will be the byproduct. And I'm hoping over the next 2 to 3 years I can grow that where I can completely make what I was making on Amazon.
Yeah, one thing you need to look into streaming on multi-platforms. It
Mm-hmm.
sounds like what you're doing could easily fit on TikTok as well. So I think that in TikTok they send you those little roses and shit. Have you ever? I don't know if you're on TikTok live streaming, but I've heard that that's really good. And I saw when I was tuning your live stream, I could tell like you just know what you're doing when you're talking on the lives. You never stop. You're reading all the comments. You're keeping people engaged. That plays very well on TikTok. So I don't know if you've looked into that yet, but I bet that would do well for you.
So I try. I'm going to be honest. I hate TikTok. I watch
Really?
TikTok every day, but I hate. It's just such a like. I have probably posted. I'm just going to take a wild guess. I don't know, 200 TikToks over the last 6 months, and I would say 99% of those videos don't get shown to any viewers. They'll get 0 to 5 views, which means they like shadow ban the
Yeah.
video, or they'll completely remove the video, and I'll have to open up an appeal for every single. I was spending sometimes like 30 minutes a day opening up appeals to each video, and they'd be like, all right, you won your case, you won your case. I won every single one of them, but then they would still like shadow ban it where it would get like 3 views. Like, and it was just like, and then I started going live on TikTok, and then after 5 minutes they would kick me off, and they're like, gambling is against terms of service, which I understand, but why are there so many other people that are getting millions of views? Vegas Matt, all the other slot machine people, like, why do they get their videos up and mine get taken down? Like, I would understand if you held everyone to the same standard. Yes, I would get it. But why are my videos not being shown? But you're allowing these people to get millions of views, millions of likes, followers, make money off the platform, go live, all that stuff. But every time I go live, you kick me off every single time. And then I'll open a case, I'll win the case. They're like, all right, your live is reinstated. You can go live. Go live, boom, kick me off after 5 minutes. Like, and so I kind of just lost momentum for wanting to even do TikTok. Like, I would say 99% of my videos literally have 5 to 10 views, and it's only people that were actually on my page that watched them. So I kind of just was like, I don't know if I want to do this on TikTok. It's like too much time and energy to get zero return, to get anything from it. So I don't know how I feel about it. I still use the platform to watch gamblers and stuff. But I'm just going to focus on YouTube. That's working. So I'm going to double down on that and just keep hitting that hard. Starting to do Facebook Reels a little bit more. I just sent out a thing yesterday saying that I'm interested in getting monetized. And then if they think my content's monetizable, then they'll send me an invite. Same thing with Instagram. I'm pumping Instagram really, really hard. And Instagram monetization, I think, is like an invite only kind of thing. My Instagram is doing pretty good. I think it's doing really good. I think in the last 90 days, I just hit 1 million views between all my reels. And so nothing is coming from that yet, but I think I see potential in Instagram, and hopefully I can get Facebook too. And then, keep pumping the YouTube, and then start maybe like the Twitch or the Kick or something like that as well.
You're going to be the Vegas Matt, man. We're going to do this pod in a year, and you're going to be, it's pretty cool. I can see the vision for sure. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the next time that we do this podcast, you have 100,000, 200,000 followers across this platform.
Bro. He'll probably deny us and be like, nah, I'm too famous.
It's possible. What else you got, John?
I think that's a really interesting thing. 2 things you said, 2 to 3 years, you think this could be really, really lucrative. Most people are like, I need it to be lucrative tomorrow. At least you have that vision that all right, 2 to 3 years from now, that is the big thing. And I think another thing that really probably opened your eyes is as you're rattling off the things, it's you have Amazon. That's it. You just had Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, potentially Twitch. You have so many more different revenue streams. You could do merch. There's just so much stuff you could do. And I think that's just really eye-opening when you kind of look at this. I think Amazon is great, but that's all you have. You use the other platforms to dump shitty inventory or to dump whatever they kind of screwed you over on. So I think people just need to kind of think through that sometimes. What other options do you have on Amazon? There's really not that many.
What kind of questions you got for us? We always ask people on the pod. So I wonder, you haven't talked to us in a while. So you curious about anything?
So I was going to ask you, Drew, since I know last time we caught up on the last podcast, you were in the process of doing the marketing thing. And then I think you had set up a page to for kind of a fitness thing. And then you had sent me a few people to watch for podcasts and stuff. I forgot the guy's name. And I joined his Facebook group, and I was in there for a couple months kind of reading and just kind of lurking from afar. And I started looking into doing something like that, and it was a lot of interesting stuff, but it was just at the time it wasn't for me. I do see the potential in it now. And that's probably something I need to learn, because if I'm going the self-branding route, I need to learn that stuff. So it definitely opened my eyes, and I watched a lot of that guy's podcast that you had told me about, the guy that you said was one of the best marketers or whatever out there. So I watched a bunch of his YouTube videos and, all the, some of the TikToks and stuff like that. And he just talked about how setting up your brand. I was curious as to how that is gone for you. Cause I think we did the last podcast, 6 months ago or last year or something like that.
Yeah, probably. What was it, John? You remember?
So I don't, but at least 6 months. at
Yeah,
least.
well, as soon as Trump won, I stopped all the brands. I shut it all down, and I've just been trading crypto because the markets just went hot as soon as he won. So I stopped all that stuff. Actually, I haven't even been active. It makes me feel like an idiot because I spent so much money on a mentorship from that guy, but
Yeah.
I just kind of quit. But I'd done it for 6 months, and I don't know. Like I'm probably gonna get back to that long term, but like right now, I just was playing what was hot. But honestly, man, the more that me and John were just talking about before this, like, what am I going to do? Because crypto is like dying right now horribly the last few days. What am I going to do? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of you of kind of just, doing something you're passionate about and live streaming and that kind of thing. I'll have to find my way with that, but I don't know. I might do TikTok shop, stuff like that. I'll update on the pod for sure, but I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to go with stuff yet. It's hard, man. It's like, well, there's so many things to do. What are you going to pick to do? It's difficult.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah,
What
and I
else,
know,
John?
I know. I mean, I talk to John like every day, so I know where he's at and what he's doing and stuff like that. So like, I already kind of have been connected with him over the last 6 months or whenever the last time we did the podcast. So kind of get to see him, and we send stupid memes to each other like every day and stuff. So um, yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. And I actually like doing this, like if we catch up like this every 6 months or whatever, because it's cool to see
Yeah.
where everybody's at and like all the conversations we had 6 months ago to where we're at now. And then like we had these little conversations. I think even like a year ago, I think, or whenever it was, we did the first time, and like we kind of like were in the sense negative on Amazon, like where we all saw it was going down. I think you had just gotten out like a month or two prior, and you were doing this stuff, and it was like it's just crazy how much has evolved over the last year for all three of us. Like, and we kind of like saw this coming too. Like Amazon's kind of like slowly going down, and look what's happened over the last year. Like just everything, just like they're just nickel and diming us. And like the big one that Amazon just did, like I got an email where they're like, I forget, I don't quote me on this. Is kind of, if you guys can help me a little bit with this, is like where they were talking like where now with reimbursements they're going to give you what they think the manufacturer's price is or something like that. So it's like if I
Yeah.
buy this toy for $10 from this wholesaler, send it into Amazon, and they say they damage all 1,000 units, like Amazon's like, all right, we think that's worth $2. And it's just like, dude, it's like that, like it's
Yeah.
just like, dude, like really, like I
Yep.
was just like, dude, come on. And then you're sitting there trying to charge us $3 to $8 or whatever it is for the size, weight, dimensions, all that for a removal order now. And it's like half the time, I would say honestly, sometimes even more than half the time, they throw like $4 into a damn 80 by 80 by 80 box with one bubble bag in there. And then it's like they all come with boot marks on them.
Yeah.
Where's that stuff got to go in the freaking garbage? You know?
Yep.
And it's just, yeah, so it's crazy, dude. Yeah, that catching up like this is super awesome. It's cool just to kind of see where we're all evolving and the direction we're all taking, and how we all started from that same focal point, and now we've all like kind of went off in the complete opposite directions of each other. So it's super cool to see that, and
Yeah, I agree.
definitely looking forward to seeing you guys win, and both of your avenues for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I don't know if you want to say this on the podcast, Drew, because I don't do crypto at all anymore. I've lost my ass every single time. So I'm just like, you know what? This is not for
That's
me,
gambling on steroids, dude.
dude. It's like not for me. But like, has it been good for you? Like, and like, can you? You don't have to talk about numbers and
No,
stuff
I don't
if you
mind.
don't want to. Like, what?
If it,
Like,
if it was good, I wouldn't talk about it, but it's not
okay,
good, so I
yeah.
won't
I'm
talk
just
about
curious.
it.
Like personally, like for example, it's like, all right, I put 5K into this coin, and I cashed out this much. Like, I am because it's cool to hear. I like to see people win with crypto.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've put so far in there like probably 15 to 18 grand, and I think I'm now at like 10. So I'm net negative since I started, which is
Okay.
unfortunate, especially now because like the opportunity is dwindling. Like I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to cash out, but it'll probably be somewhat soon. I might take 5K and be like a gambling budget of like, I'll try to turn this 5K into 50, and that's probably about it because it's just
Yeah.
getting harder, and you're supposed to de-risk when it gets harder, not up the risk. So it's like,
Mhm.
man, I just didn't make it work in that time. But I just fumbled a lot of opportunities. I mean, I fumbled. I've talked about this on the pod. I fumbled $38 million in one trade. So that didn't feel good.
It's
But
crazy,
yeah,
dude. It's like
yeah.
coming in at the right or wrong time, and then like sit. Sometimes like you'll sit on something. Like, because I used to do this fairly hardcore, like back in like 2019 and 2020, 2021,
Mhm.
where I would like go in with whatever Ethereum or whatever, and I would sit on it for like a year. And it's like it's not doing anything, and like One time I'm like, I had a really good wholesale opportunity. I'm like, all right, let me take out my $8,000 from Ethereum and let me go buy this wholesale deal. I can get a better return. A month later, that shit would have been worth like 40K. Like, and it was just like, that kept happening. And like, I had this buddy, like, I don't know much about crypto, what's good, what's, legitimate and all that stuff. Like, I had a buddy like that who used to tell me about XRP all the time, like right when it was like hot, like 7, 8 years ago. And I bought into it, and it like my 1K investment shot up to like $20,000. And me being dumb, I kept it all in there until it
Yep.
dropped all the way back down to like 2,000. And I cashed out my, 1K. And then I think I slowly just did the automatic deposit into my XRP thing over the last like 2 years. And I think I got it up to, I don't know, probably like 20,000 coins, I think, over like a 2 year period. And I think my average buy cost was like around like 48 cents or something like that. And again, just sitting. All right, let me go invest this in an Amazon wholesale deal that just came up. And then sure enough, 6 months later, that shit shot up to like, fuck, it was like almost $4 or something like that. Like, dude. And I was just like,
Yeah.
you know what? This isn't for me. Because this happened like 5 times where I would sit on something for a long time. It didn't work out. I would cash out to go do Amazon, deal. And then almost every time, boom, 6 months later, a few months later, a week later, a month later, it skyrockets tenfold. It's like, this isn't for me. Because that I could see getting addicted to it in a sense where I'm trying to chase losses and I'm trying to double down and invest more and hopefully it goes back. Like, no, I'm just not for me. I like to
Yeah,
see
that's the
people
whole
winning
thing.
it,
It's like a
but
mental thing. You cannot. That's my biggest problem is risk. Like, or what's it called? Revenge trading. That's what they call it. Of like, oh yeah, you're trying to chase. Yeah, man. That's how I burn all the money is revenge trading. But that's like the number one rule. It's like when you're losing, just you're losing. And the same with like gambling though. It's like once you're done, like you've lost X amount of dollars, you have to stop. Like you can't
Yep.
go, I'm gonna win it back because that's just how you lose it all. Especially because your state of mind is terrible at that point too, which is like, the whole thing. You have to have a good state of mind. Yeah. Well, John, what else you got? We got about an hour here.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Man, I'm an open book, brother. I'm down to talk about anything. Amazon, YouTube, life, dating, mental health, all that stuff. All that stuff's amazing.
I can't think of anything really.
Cool. Good
we
talk.
kind of come up. I know.
Good talk.
I had some
Yeah.
stuff. We kind of talked about all of it really.
Yeah, what's your, I guess maybe what advice do you have for the people who are selling on Amazon, might want to do something else? Or would you even recommend people start selling on Amazon? Or would you be like, hey, like maybe you should be personal brand?
That's that's funny. I've had like, it's crazy. In the last couple of months, I've had two different people come up, that I know that wanted to start selling on Amazon, and they were ready to fork over, thousands of dollars for me to coach them. And I was just like, I didn't feel comfortable, one, taking their money because I just don't think I could help them. Like, I'm not, I'm winning with Amazon still to a degree, but I'm not crushing it, and I don't see the upside to it. So I was just like, I kind of like one of the people, I like put it in a game plan. I started like, writing down everything I could like help them with. And then like I spent like an hour or two on it, kind of like giving them an outline of what I could coach them on and what I could do for them. And then after that, I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable. I can't, like, I just wouldn't feel good about myself taking like, say, $2,000 from them to coach them. And not to say that they would fail or anything like that, but I just like, if I had all the knowledge that I have in Amazon right now, I came in fresh today and say I had 50K to spend on inventory. Like, I don't know if this is something I would feel comfortable going into, knowing where it could be. Like, I just think it's too, like, you can still win on Amazon. Like, I'm not being negative saying like it can't be possible, but it's just, I just don't think the reward is there anymore. So I honestly, both of those people, I told them I personally wouldn't even sell on Amazon. I was like, I don't feel comfortable coaching you. In the next 2 to 3 years, I plan on, being 90% out, myself. So I couldn't tell you to like, okay, here, let me teach you. We can do all the da 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 da. If I'm going out, like, why would I want you to come in and take your money? And so I told both those people I probably wouldn't even start Amazon. I was like, I probably wouldn't do it, is what I told them. It's just, obviously don't put all your eggs in one basket kind of thing, like people used to say that to me years ago. And at the time, I was like, that's dumb. Like, because it's like Amazon is the most lucrative thing. Even if I spread it out to everything, it's not going to equate to how much I'm making on Amazon. Like I could do eBay, I could do this, Poshmark, this, that. It's like, yeah, I can make money on those, but I can't make, 10 grand a month, you probably could, but like, spreading it out, like you're not going to make as much. So I was all in Amazon. I didn't want to, put my eggs in different baskets. And now it's like, okay, yeah, now I can kind of see like, okay, definitely probably was a smart idea, so now I'm, a little bit Amazon, a little bit of Walmart, all in with YouTube and personal brand. So I would just be careful, just like gambling. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, invest into Amazon in the sense that if I invest 10K in inventory and, getting everything set up, have that mentality that 10K could disappear tomorrow, because Amazon literally could keep all of your inventory and keep all of your money, and you will never see it again, potentially. Very rare cases, like eventually you might get your inventory back and you might get your money back, but it's a battle. It could be a battle. And at the same time, while they're holding all that inventory, I'm pretty sure they're still charging you storage fees on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not even selling. Let's say you get suspended. So it's like, it's like gambling. Yeah, like I said, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. So, one day it could all be gone, and you could source the most legitimate products from those legitimate, wholesalers. And if Amazon doesn't want to take those invoices, they don't have to, it's, yeah. So just be careful. Honestly, it's very risky moving forward for sure.
Well, what would you recommend people to do?
That's a good question, brother. It took me a long time to figure that out. And then obviously still the YouTube's not profitable at this point, but it's so like, it's be like, oh, do what you're passionate about. Like, like that's just like it's like, yes, but like, it's at the same time, that's kind of dumb advice. Cause it's like, sometimes people's passions aren't profitable or whatever, thankfully for me, I can just, relate to what my experience is that I really like gambling. I love going to the casino. I love the atmosphere. I love the sounds of the machines. I love, the cards. I love poker. I love all that stuff. And so like, that's something that I really enjoy. And thankfully in this crazy day and age, with YouTube and TikTok, like gambling content blew up and it's like a super popular thing to do. And you could potentially make 6 to 7 figure incomes a year from filming the content with it, which is crazy. And so thankfully for me, that's what I enjoy. And I love making content. I love making videos. I love people. I love interacting with people. That just kind of fit like a glove for me to do this. So it's, to tell someone else to do that is, it's kind of tough to give advice on that, but I mean, thankfully we live in a cool time where it's like, if you have an iPhone and a freaking internet connection, you can find a way to make an income, make a living,
Yep.
It's like you could literally make the most obscure YouTube channel and you could find your tribe,
100%.
I'm in some like group for kind of like the influencer program and like UGC, and there's one guy who has 1 million followers on TikTok, and all he does is crack his bones and other people's bones.
See,
Like it's absolutely
crazy.
insane.
It's insane.
Like,
it is absolutely insane. Like I remember like 7-8 years ago, I used to fall asleep to those YouTube videos where people would like talk very calmly or like, tap and make sounds. It was like people that were really good at it. Like I would like put that on my phone and I would go to sleep to it. What is that called? I forget. AMSR or something like that. Like that more like, dude, that's blown up like crazy. Dude, there's people with millions of followers doing like touching the bristles on a brush in a microphone. Like, dude, like you could literally make content, make videos, make a channel, TikTok about anything just about, and you'll find people that enjoy to watch it. So like, I mean, like it sounds, semi in the sense of the direction we're all going, like, making content of some sorts, like you can find your path and like find a way to do something you really enjoy. And as a bonus, you could make a living doing it, So I guess that's pretty much all I got for that.
Yeah. Find something you love and pursue it and show it. And a lot of other people probably love it too. That is good advice. Yeah. What else, John? You want to close this out here?
Yeah. Do you have any parting words for the audience? Parting words of wisdom?
For sure, man. If you'd like gambling, definitely check me out on YouTube, Winning with Jameson, Instagram, Winning with Jameson. I post pretty much mostly gambling content, but we talk a lot about a lot of other things on my videos, and while I'm vlogging, like I'll just talk about random subjects and stuff while I'm playing on the slot machine. And I'm definitely going to be bringing out, different type of Las Vegas content as well to go with that. And as far as advice goes, I think pretty much everything we all said here was pretty great. Obviously, if you guys, people that have followed our journey, in your guys' podcasts and stuff, and see where we're all evolving to see that like Amazon doesn't have to be the only outlet. It's a great outlet for some people, but you can find your path in life and like see that we all went different directions and we're all finding a way to make things work.
Oh yeah. All right, go follow Jameson. Jameson, thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.